living in a dream, now my music they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to...
Coach, thanks. We are about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right away between the Indianapolis Colts and our home team. Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started, and we are underway in Southern California. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Cut it right.
To throw, Brissett. And he's got the hook up to Landry. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Brissett. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. I got it. Check. 55. Come on. Check. Coming to you. Coming to you. Mike, 55.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returning it is Moore. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now Taylor. Hunter Henry brings it in. 18 big yards on that one and a Charger first.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, tighten down.
Gordon. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Danny. 54, right there. 54, Mike. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Check it back.
On 3rd down, Taylor. Open man, it's Allen. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 16.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Good trap. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Taylor. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Right there, 54.
They go play action now. Taylor sliding out of the pocket, and now he's going to use his legs. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a 1st.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Shit! Watch the shit!
Brissett to the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James. A sack from his safety position. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Check, check. Walk 54. Walk 54. Switch up. Switch up.
On 2nd and 9, Taylor. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's go. 60 or. Let's go, baby. New turnover. Get that ball. Get that ball. Get.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
He'll get this to Eckler. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Look at me. Zipper.
1st and 10.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wagner on the screen. This is Eckler. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 3rd and 2, Wagner. This is caught, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm going to run you over. Run you over. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. 44. Henry.
Now it's the backup Kaiser. And that's complete to Adams. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. He's going to launch it for Washington. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Throw left side complete. That's Barnett. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he's taken down inside the 30. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. This quarterback now a perfect 6 for 6 since taking over. Can't ask for better than that. 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
15 line.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That kind of loss of yards, that is usually an error by the guy carrying the ball. At the 1-yard line, you can't get too fancy there. You just got to try and plow forward and get what you can.
It's just a disaster. You go back to the 6 after you were at the 1. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Wagner. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. From 6 yards away. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Johnson's got it complete.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Johnson. Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On play action, Kaiser. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They go play action. Kaiser. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Off play action. Wagner. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
Brings up third down and 10.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off the play fake. Wagner. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. Here's Ty Long now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And fights through one man. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 2nd and 12, Kaiser. He's going to launch it for Washington. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Josh Hawkins with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Yo.
Here's 2nd and 8. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Barnett. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Hey, lock it. 60 Pittsburgh. Shift. Now.
They'll try the right side with Eckler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just step.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room.
Hey, Mike 7. 50, Mike 50. Ready?
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wagner. He's got the hook up to Dylan Cantrell. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
Mike, 44. And let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3. Okay. Spell. Come on. Four to Mike. Mike's 4-4. Here we go. Here we go.
From the gun, Kaiser. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Let's go. 44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike. Check. I'm here all day.
Another try after the first down sack. Kaiser. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Next to score, Chargers 21, Colts 7.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Let's go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
At the 34-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Mike's 50.
2nd and 11. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 50.
Operating from the gun, Wagner. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit. but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Eckler. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Big hit. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
Ready, break.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
Let's go. 10 Lobo. 54. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Deep rip.
Looking to throw. Wagner. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Off play action, Wagner. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the 1st half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the 2nd half.
Hey, exit. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Ready.
To throw on 3rd down. Wagner. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal.
I smell fear in that offense. Hey, wahoo! Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Get it.
Back to throw again. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 17 yards out, the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is, Is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Kaiser now. He's going to launch it for Washington. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Indy. 49 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
They go jet sweep. Washington with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Got it. 44. Mike, 44. I got him.
From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
SOS. Check three. Echo. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. Trump.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll run here with Eckler. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 8.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5. Hey, zoom. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
From the gun, Wagner looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Wagner. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ben Banagoo. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Come off the ball, hard. They go.
Back to throw. Wagner. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hey, Delta. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 25.
Operating from the gun, Wagner. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Colts pick it up. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he's into the